there it is, dude. Onyx Bolt Tips. Onyx Bolt Tips, 1.3 mil. Oh, I just got the Void Waker Blade. Oh, I'm crazy, dude. I told you guys. Question mark? No, they teleblocked me last second. 4 of you couldn't get me. He's dead. He's dead. Yes. Oh, my God. 2 loot keys. Hey everybody, it is Floods Worsen here from the Ed Boys, and today we're gonna get rich on a budget featuring the Wildy Bosses. The goal of this video is to demonstrate that you don't need max gear at all to start bossing for some good GP an hour. In fact, for this episode, I'm gonna challenge myself with our lowest budget yet. In the Zombie Axe video, we started with 5 mil. In the Vorkath ranging video, we started with only 2 mil. So today's video, we're gonna start with 0 coins. No gear, no inventory items, just gonna kick our way to victory. As you can see, we have 0 items in our bank tab. In the main tab, I have some untradables and stuff that I won't be using at all, but in this tab here, I do have a couple untradables that I will be using eventually. I want this first kill to be absolutely nothing, 0 items, so this Salve Amulet and this Dragon Defender, they're going to be unlocked when the empty bank tab hits 1 mil and 5 mil respectively. Here's a look at Floods' stats at the moment, which are going to be carrying us pretty hard out the gate. 84 attack and 93 strength are the most important ones. I will be using a little bit of range as well when we get to some Artio and Callisto, but for now, we're going to be starting with pretty much all melee. Now, I have done a few Wildy Boss kills on Floods before this video. I will be resetting the loot tracker for the episode, but here's a look at the collection logs beforehand. I had some sweet luck with Vet'ion and Vetnenatis, and I did do more spindle kills than anything else, and then I've only sent a couple of KC at Artio at this point. Those will be the bosses that I'm fighting in this video. We have Vet'ion and Venenatis, Spindle and Venenatis, and Artio and Callisto. We're looking at the ones that can drop those Void Waker pieces. These are some of my favorite bosses in the game, so I am heavily looking forward to this. There's other bosses in the Wildy that will not be featured, like the Chaos Fanatic, the Chaos Elemental, the Crazy Archaeologist, even Scorpia, who had a very nice buff to their drop table earlier this year. Which reminds me about today's sponsor, OSRSbricks.com. At OSRS Bricks, you can buy these awesome RuneScape-themed LEGO builds made from genuine LEGO bricks. They have tons of cool LEGOs ranging from the Wise Old Man minifig to even this full deluxe Jad set. One of my favorites is the life-size Dragon Dagger build. If you're interested in these RuneScape LEGO builds, then be sure to check out OSRSbricks.com and use code THEED at checkout for 5% off. That's THEED in all caps for 5% off your purchase. Thank you to OSRS Bricks for sponsoring this video, and a huge thank you to you guys for supporting me and OSRS Bricks. Now let's get back into the vid. Time for attempt number 1 at kicking Vet'ion to death. Vet'ion's weak to crush, and all of these unarmed attack options are crush, so this shouldn't be too bad. Oh, I immediately got hit by a lightning. That's what all the doubt is about. Ooh, how's that accuracy gonna be though, Dad? There we go. 10 is my max hit? Oh no. Oh no. I wasn't very far into the fight before we saw our first PKer of the video. There's a 10 that wasn't a max hit splat, so Piety helped. Oh, I wasn't really looking at that lightning. Oh no, he's gonna get all my stuff! Shit! Oh no, I'm being PK'd! Come on, guy. So does this count as a first attempt? It's a good question. Damn, dude. With 0 items on me, we have 0 risk, so it's clearly just a nuisance getting PK'd right now. As long as you're not risking more than you're willing to lose, the only problem with getting PK'd ever is just time wasted, which is still annoying, but it's all gonna be worth it once we start getting some loot. So I made my way back out there for attempt number 2. I didn't see any PKers this time, but I wasn't doing great against Vet'ion. You can take 0 damage during this fight, you just have to dodge all of the lightning, and then protect from melee as the hounds spawn in. I was trying to flick Piety as well to help a little bit with DPS, but trying to do this without losing any prayer points was getting me hit by the occasional lightning. I ended up dying before I got Vet'ion to his second phase, but I had an idea of how I was going to solve this. Unfortunately, it was at this point that I remembered there's normally a 50k fee to enter the room. If you get PK'd while you're out there, then you do need to spend the 50k again. But each time that you get a kill on one of the bosses, your next fee is reduced by 10k. So the last time that I had done Wildy Bosses on this account, I had paid my 50k fee, and I got at least 5 kills, so that the next time I have to pay the fee, it was going to be free. This means for the first attempt on this video, I was still getting in from the last fee that I paid, and then when I got PK'd earlier, I had to use up that 50k discount to get back in the room. And now if I get PK'd again, I will need 50k more to get into the room, unless I were to kill Vet'ion 5 times before then. So I did borrow 50k from my main, which it turns out we're not even gonna need. In fact, I took it out there with me on the next trip instead of banking it, almost just donating it to the next PKer basically. I also got 1 coin from my grave, which I'm not sure where that came from since I had no items on me. Do you guys know where I got this 1 coin? For attempt number 3, I was a little bit more consistent with flicking my prayers and taking less damage, but still found myself nearly dead only a little bit into the second phase. This time, instead of just letting him finish the kill, I hustled my way back to the Ferox Enclave, used the pool to heal up, and went back and found that nobody had taken my half-killed Calvarion, and at this point, it really wasn't that bad to finish the kill. GG's, boys! Oh, he's fucking dead! Bro, oak planks and restores, dude. No fucking way. What a start. God damn, get out of here. Dude, no shot, bro. That is such a good start. We got potions too. Let's go ahead and give that 50K back to the main real quick. Thank you for the lend, my guy. Those oak planks sold for 100K, and then getting 4 super restores was also very convenient. With 100K, I purchased a leaf-bladed battle axe, which is a very strong crush option for only about 60K, and then I got a dueling ring as well for a few teleports out to the Ferox Enclave. Just the leaf-bladed battle axe made a huge difference in the kill, which shouldn't come as much of a surprise since I was literally punching him to death before. So the guy who commented on my Vet'ion guide talking shit about that leaf-bladed axe, GG's. Sandfools, get the fuck out of here, dude. Another 131K, get the fuck out of here. Now that's a good start, bro. This RNG's been very good so far. First few kills could have been like 12K cash or even the dark fishing bait, but instead we have a couple 100K to work with. With the money I had now, I bought some black dragonhide armor, rune boots, a dwarven helmet, a strength amulet, as well as some super attack and super strength potions. I went out to the Myths Guild to buy a couple of Myths capes, and then I went to Lumbridge to buy some rune gloves. With our newfound set of gear, I managed to get the almighty 2-kill trip. Early in the grind, it is important for me to be banking often. You don't actually have your loot when you're doing Wildy Bossing until you get out of the wilderness. Once I have more money to work with, it's very worth risking some of the loot to have longer trips and get more kills per hour, but for right now, I need every coin. The gold ore and the magic logs from those kills also gave me enough money to go buy a Ring of Shadows, and then I bought some Bandos pages to get the Book of War, which is a solid shield for strength bonus, and it's also free to get extra Books of War once you've unlocked it. It turns out I noticed when I got to the lighthouse I had already unlocked it, so we just donated these pages to Josic. Here's a look at the risk that we're at the moment, though the Book of War is not in here, but that is free to get more of them now. Overall, these are pretty normal risk items that I would bring with me. It looks very close to my regular setup. Other than the 3 items that I'm keeping when I die, those could still use an upgrade. The next thing that I'm looking to upgrade is the leaf-bladed battle axe. For a few kills now, I was getting some weaker drops, but it still added up to help buy some more supplies. I also paid King Narno to visit to buy some royal seed pods. These are a great, cheap, one-click teleport that works up to level 30 wilderness, which is massive for staying safe at the singles plus bosses, and it's still helpful for trying to escape in the multi-combat bosses. You still gotta pay attention to get away from PKers though. I was pretty lazy for the first handful of PKers, not really rushing to click that royal seed pod when they arrived, sometimes kind of waiting to see if they were a PKer or not, which is not always the right move. It turns out that just running away from the PKers is often a good solution though. I saw a few PKers in a row, but not enough to deter me from any gains. I have plenty of cash to buy back risked items. You don't need uniques to be making good money at Calvarion. We're doing good already. At this point, I made enough money to sell that leaf-bladed battle axe and buy me a Sarachnis cudgel. The cudgel has a crush option that gives attack XP as well. Even though the aggressive style would be slightly better for DPS, I am trying to get some attack levels at the moment. What's worse than dying to a PKer? Disconnecting, dude. I just want to play some RuneScape, please! Got any oak planks? Sandfu serums? Something around 100K? Do it for me. Do it for the vine. Yes! Dragon Two-Hand Sword collection log slot, dude. No way. Count it. That's over 100K, dude. It's what we asked for. It's literally what I asked for. Thank you. That is the most hype I will ever be for a Dragon Two-Hand Sword. It's right there, dude. Fucking awesome. At this point, my tab had hit the 1 mil mark, which means I've unlocked my Salve Amulet. The amulet gives a plus 16% boost in accuracy and strength against undead monsters, which both Vet'ion and Calvarion are. This is increased to 20% if you enchant the Salve Amulet by using Tarn's Diary on it. Salve Amulets are very easy to obtain multiple of. You just have to go back to the Haunted Mine and chisel off some stone. So this is one of the best items for increasing DPS, and it's easy to get, so it's worth risking and doesn't have to be one of my 3 expensive items. The Salve Amulet is massive for the skeleton grind. So far, the gains were going great, but little did Floods know his whole life was about to change. Ladies and gentlemen, I just put it in my pouch. Ain't no way, bro. We peaked. We peaked. Dude, there's no way. The Void Waker blade sold for just over 20 mil, which means I can already upgrade my weapon again. The next weapon was going to be the trusty zombie axe, but we get to skip right over that and go for the Ursine chain mace. If you would like to see how the zombie axe does against these Wildy bosses, be sure to check out my Get Rich with Zombie Axe video linked in the description. The Ursine chain mace is insanely good. It's got a little bit better stats than a Sarachnis cudgel, but when you use it on an NPC in the wilderness, it gets a plus 50% bonus in accuracy and damage. You do need to charge the weapon with Revenant Ether to get this effect, so it's more expensive to use, and that does add more risk to the setup since you'll always be losing at least the 1,000 Ether minimum that you have to put into it, but it's very worth it overall, and the chain mace only costs 4 to 4.5 mil in the first place, so you don't have to get a 20 mil drop to be able to buy this upgrade. I did also purchase a Berserker ring and imbued it at the Nightmare Zone to get some solid strength bonus from it. At this point, my 3 protected items are the chain mace, the Berserker ring, and the Dragon Defender, which I unlocked by hitting the 5 mil mark when I got that Void Waker blade. If I manage to protect item when I get PK'd right now, I do keep that Dwarven helmet, but that's not really that expensive, even if I get quote-unquote smited for it. It's worth noting, this doesn't include the Ether that's in the chain mace, though, so the risk is closer to like 250k, maybe 300k instead of 100k. Right away, the chain mace was looking great at Calvarion, hitting over 60s now. The loot here is pretty solid, but Vet'ion is a much stronger version and has much bigger drops, so I would like to go travel out to Vet'ion and get some KOs on him now that we have really good DPS. Vet'ion's lair is multi-combat and past level 30 wilderness, so it's pretty easy to get killed quickly if an entire team of PKers shows up. I mean, higher risk for higher reward. I've got enough money at the moment to buy a bunch of my risk items as well, which makes it a little bit quicker to reset up after getting PK'd. The drops are constantly over 100k at Vet'ion, so if I can bank like 3 or 4 of them between getting PK'd, I know that I'm still profiting slightly, and that right there would be a rough pace of PKers. I'm usually getting more kills than that before I see a team. It's not always a team that shows up though, even in the multi-combat room. This guy definitely had me once he had this entangle, but look closely at what happens. He can't attack me because he just got shield bashed. I can't believe I'm still frozen. I didn't even notice when it happened in real time. I was scared of dying and trying to get out of there and eating food, but that guy got wrecked by Vet'ion. That's embarrassing, brother. That was pretty much it for the end of day 1 for Floods. I started this day with 0 GP, and the tab is up to 22.9 mil. Even without the Void Waker blade drop, we'd be at almost 3 mil, so I'd be rocking the zombie axe, and we'd be at a good setup, but some really nice RNG has skyrocketed us so far. Day 2, I decided to fight some spiders. Spindle and Venenatis are weak to crush, just like the skeletons, though the spiders are not undead monsters, so I'm now rocking a strength amulet instead of a salve amulet. My DPS is a little bit lower, and then Spindle has more health than Calvarion, but the loot here is very good. Day 2 was absolutely packed with PKers though, like the most PKers I've seen in a night of any Wildy bossing I've done. I have like thousands of KC on my main, I've built a Void Waker on the group Iron Man, and this is the second video that I'm doing on this account when fighting Wildy bosses. So I've spent a lot of time out here, and of all the different nights I've done, this was hands down the most PKers I'd ever seen in a night. This is definitely the type of night that sends some commenters back to my Venenatis guide to vent about not getting a single kill on a spider task before seeing a bunch of PKers. In general, seeing PKers, it's pretty random. You do what you can to hide, hop worlds, changing bosses, making often to risk less loot, but at the end of the day, it really is just kind of random. They either show up or they don't. So it's more important to be prepared when a PKer shows up. And many players use the Wilderness Alarm Runelight plugin, which makes your screen flash when another player shows up. And some players will also have like an alternate account that's logged in outside of the room, often using that Wildy plugin as well to keep an eye out for PKers when they show up. Overall, there is plenty of time to notice a PKer and click on your Royal Seed Pod if you're paying attention. I often get very lax about it at this point though. For me, I just don't care about getting PK'd, to be honest. I'm not risking much, so at this point, I'm unbothered. I am unbothered! These bosses make way too much money to be bothered by losing 200 or 300k occasionally, and if you've been watching the clips closely, you'll notice that I do successfully teleport out right away sometimes, but that makes for a very boring clip as well. So we're mostly just showing you the clips here of me getting PK'd or me managing to run away after I've gotten teleblocked. Here is my favorite escape of that night though. 100 charge left, so let's get the fuck out of here, shit. Do they have friends? They do! Maybe not. Freezing cast begins to thaw. Wait, he didn't actually freeze me though? Question mark? No, they teleblocked me last second. Yeah, fuck you guys. Fucking 4 of you couldn't get me. Woo! There were still some solid regular drops on day 2 that made it to the bank, and I did manage to get 85 attack. Woo! But overall, mostly it was a night full of PKers. On day 3, I started with some skeleton kills. I'm a little bit more interested in knocking out some Spoder, but it's nice to jump back and forth to attempt to hide from PKers, though I did see one very early on who just let me run away from them. How nice. Calvarion's a little bit safer to kill, and he does have a nice drop with those Sanfu serums, but it's really not that hard to get Vet'ion kills instead. Every drop just feels like it's at least 100k, and the combination of the Salve Amulet and Ursine Chainmace really cranks through kills. Also, I knocked out 93 hit points. Woo! Oh, I just got the Void Waker Blade! Oh, I'm crazy, dude! I told you guys! I fucking told you! Oh my god, dude. Why? I can't fight anything but the skeletons. Only the skeletons. Dude, it fucking worked! Ain't no way, bro! Oh, yes! Woo! The second Void Waker Blade of the episode also sold for around 20 mil GP, and then I used that money to go ahead and buy a Dragon Warhammer. I put the Dragon Defender back in the bank and took the Book of War instead, so now the Warhammer is one of my 3 non-risked items, and then I took this setup out to Venenatis. 86 attack coming in hot. In general, I like fighting the multi-combat bosses a little bit better since their drops are thick, and the Dragon Warhammer really does help out with speeding up the Venenatis kills. Venenatis has some very solid regular drops like the Onyx Bolt Tips and the Snapdragons, which are both worth over 1 mil, plus the Void Waker Gem is a lot more expensive than the Void Waker Blade at the moment. I did see very few PKers late during day 3 as well, which really helped keep up the KC per hour. Once I had gone a couple of hours without seeing PKers, it really kept me up a little bit later too, because I felt like I just had to knock out the KC while I could get it done. I almost got all the way up to 87 attack, but that did happen during the next day. Not another one of those darned disconnections. On day 4, the PKers had returned a little bit, including one of the largest teams that I have ever seen out in the wilderness. Oh my god, fellas. I moved back to Spindle because it was a little bit safer, and I was seeing a few teams out of Venenatis. Spindle really was spitting out the Onyx Bolt Tips, which is pretty good money, but then this happened. Dragon Pickaxe, yo! Our first Dragon Pick, dude, let's go. Nice, bro. You kidding me? Collection log slot for Floods. Could probably bonkies. See if we lose it. Some Blighted Carom ones on the ground. Very nice. Floods worse than 322 KC Dragon Pickaxe. Oh, I got it! I got it! K. Scott, come back! 329 KC Void Waker Gem! Oh! Dude! Oh my god! Void Waker Gem, dude. I'm gonna go sit on the couch for a few minutes, if you guys don't mind. Dog! Ain't no way, bro! The Dragon Pickaxe was on that trip. I still have the D-Pick with me, bro. After getting that Void Waker Gem, we are already at the 100 mil mark for the video. Floods' RNG has been insane. This is day 5 of filming. So much faster than either the Zombie Axe or the Vorkath video. I wasn't quite done yet though. We hadn't fought either of the bears yet, so I did sell off the Void Waker Gem and buy a Web Weaver bow and set up for some Artio. Artio was treating me pretty well in the few kills that I did, mostly Mahogany Log and Red Dragonhide drops. My thoughts were on something different though, so I really only ended up getting like 20 bear kills before switching to some different items. Maybe in the future I will be looking to come back for some more bear grinding. Originally, my idea for the video was once I hit the 100 mil mark, I was going to buy some anti-PKing gear and see if we could fight back against some of those PKers, which I've never tried before. I wanted to do this at Spindle, mostly because Spindle spawns those webs, and if you get somebody frozen in the webs, then you can get the kill pretty easily. I bought a Toxic Staff of the Dead and an Arma God Sword, and I hoped just maybe to catch somebody off guard. You can can really tell that I haven't done this before because I didn't even have loot keys turned on yet, which I learned only after I successfully killed this poor guy. For the most part, PKers really did just run away if I began to fight back at all, and the ones who didn't run away, that was because they're actually good at PKing and they were confident, and I'm not that good at PKing, so I often lost those fights, which meant I was losing more money than I was gaining trying this without a doubt, but I did get myself one highlight in there. Ah, she's about to use her webbies. Please use it on him, not me. I'm gonna be moving. Ah, damn. How am I still entangled, bro? He's dead! He's dead! Yes! Oh my god! Smack the mic much? 2 loot keys! Can I just leave? Dude! That guy fucked up so bad! Yes! I was so bad at that! Those 2 loot keys added up to around 1.2 mil, which isn't anything wild, but it sure was satisfying to watch that PKer panic. After a couple nights of trying anti-PKing, I was having a lot of fun. It was pretty intense, really got your heart going trying to kill somebody else that came in to get your stuff instead of just running away from that person. But overall, I was ready to move on to Floods' next adventure since we technically already hit the 100 mil mark. The big 3 Wildy Bosses are fantastic for money making, even without getting Voidwaker pieces. If we take a look at my loot trackers, we have a total of 147.3 mil in loot, and minus the 90 mil that we got from Voidwaker pieces, that still would be around 57 mil in loot. Having a boss that drops good loot on the regular and then adding some big ticket items on top of that is awesome. This episode was a little bit more fun for me since I did start with 0 items for the challenge, and I'm a huge fan of the Wildy Bosses, so I'm always looking for another excuse to grind out some kills, but then ironically I got done with the grind even faster than any of the other episodes yet. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, we're ending with 108 mil cash. Another job well done, Floods worsen. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I appreciate the support, everybody. Also, check out the budget money-making playlist that is linked in the description. And one more shout out to OSRS Bricks for sponsoring this video. Go to osrsbricks.com and use code THEED at checkout for 5% off to support me and OSRS Bricks. Thank you very much for watching, and best of luck on your grinds.